Today, we're going to talk about how you can go from crickets to clients with a compelling freebie funnel. And this is something that can be a sales generator for you. And what it all starts with is a freebie or a lead magnet. So, we're going to talk today about how do you create a lead magnet that is magnetic, that makes people want to sign up for your email list. And also, we're going to talk about once they're on your list, how do you get them to convert into a paying client and into sales? So that is through your funnel. And then at the end, I'm going to give you a free bonus gift as well if you are looking to grow your email list and collaborations. So stay tuned for that. And if you are watching this live or watching the replay, I would love to know whether it's in the chat for this event or if you want to DM me on Instagram at Hailey_Rowe, HAILEY_ROWE. Tell me a little bit about what you do, how long you've been in business, and your biggest goal with your sales or with your funnel, and would love to hear from you. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want the playbook that goes with this training, you can get it for free. There's not even an opt-in. You just make a copy of the document, and that's at haileyrowe.com/free guide, all one word. And before we get into the training, really quick, I'll just share my background and what I do. I'm a marketing and sales strategist and coach. I'm also a LinkedIn lead gen service provider and got my start in entrepreneurship at a pretty young age. I was selling fitness DVDs when I was in high school and ended up transitioning to getting my bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship. And then I started to work in the startup world in business development and marketing, and then went off on my own in 2017 to work individually with coaches, service providers, people within that niche in the online space. And I help with simplifying your client attraction, getting more time back, and making more income and impact doing what you love. Because many of you have talents and skills, but then when it comes to delivering those skills to your clients and getting clients, that's a whole new thing for you. And it can feel very scary and overwhelming if you're not used to entrepreneurship. Just really quick, I have a podcast as well called Health Coach Nation, and it's business tips for coaches. And these are just some of my other stats if you want to check them out, but we'll get into the topic today. So, what is a freebie or pre-offer? This is the first step of generating a sale. It's something that helps someone build trust with you and get value up front from you before they want to learn more about your actual paid offer. So a freebie or a pre-offer is a free baby offer. I call it a baby offer because it needs to be focused on one specific problem or dream outcome for your niche, not 10 problems and not a huge macro ebook, but something very micro focused. So it's a baby offer that solves a specific problem or dream outcome for your niche. And it's a permission-based way and a non-invasive way to take a cold lead, meaning someone who doesn't even know about you, to a warm lead, somebody who is like, wow, I got some wins from you and you're memorable and I'm going to keep looking at your stuff, right? And the reason why it's permission-based and non-invasive is because they have to opt into your email list to get the freebie. And so they're choosing to hear more from you. They're choosing to get the gift. And it's non-invasive because you invite them to this free offer rather than sending a sales pitch right away, which a lot of people do these days, which is a big turnoff. So the freebie and lead magnet or pre-offer, I call it all the same thing. Those are all interchangeable. It's a slice of your cake, but not the whole cake, right? Your program or your offer or your service is the whole cake, but your freebie is a slice of that cake. So why would we want this? Why would we want to do email marketing and why would we want a freebie? Well, according to Litmus, email marketing has an average ROI of $42 for every $1 spent. And email marketing is 40 times more effective at acquiring new customers compared to Facebook and Twitter. So this is something where people can get a deeper connection with you when they're on your email list and they're less distracted by all the others on social media that they're looking at, other expert posts and things like that. So it also gets you out of what I call the posting and hoping trap, meaning you're just posting on social media, waiting to be discovered, trying to keep up with the algorithms that are always changing, maybe spending hours on your phone to keep track of who you need to follow up with manually in the DMs or something on your social media. Versus when you have a freebie and a funnel, it's something where you can post about your freebie, get people to opt in, then they get on your list, and then automatically they're getting follow-ups from you from your email list. And you're attracting people to you with your captivating freebie. So it's a way to kind of get people into your world and give them something of value, which is useful. And it also takes you out of being a victim to the social media algorithms when you have an email list, so you don't have to just rely on the social media algorithms. And lastly, having a freebie funnel gives you peace of mind because you know that your funnel is doing the follow-up for you. So that's why we'd want it. Now let's talk about how do we pick a good freebie, right? Well, the first thing is we have to ask, what does your audience perceive as valuable, right? So think about what is a micro win or urgent problem they have right now that they want to solve today that would be super valuable if you gave a solution. It must be valuable so much so that they will want to give the time to your freebie and they will want to give you their email to get it. So it has to be good enough to where they're like, this is worth my time and this is worth me giving you my email address. Also, it should be something more urgent. So if you help with long-term solutions to something, try to think of something more urgent for them right now that they say in their own words that they want to solve right now so that your freebie is something that's more urgent for them rather than something that's nice to have, but it's going to get put on the back of my list, right? So to give you an example, rather than saying, here are 10 free relationship tips to improve your marriage, you would probably want to say something more micro, like 3 steps to resolve your next argument. So that's an urgent thing. It's going to happen. They're going to have their next argument. So 3 steps to resolve your next argument with your spouse in 10 minutes or less, or in 10 minutes, even if you're both stubborn, right? So we added that little caveat because many people will say, well, we're both really stubborn, so I don't really feel like your freebie is going to work for me. So you call it out. You say, even if you're both stubborn, right? So that's an example of how you can put good copy into your title, good writing into your title that addresses their concerns or that addresses an urgent pain point. And when you have a good lead magnet, it's amazing that you can get many subscribers. One of my clients sent me the screenshot. She got 305 subscribers organically from having a great freebie and sharing it on social media. And then another one of my clients made her first 10K net by having a really good free offer up front. And with a freebie, you also want it to have one specific problem like we talked about. We want it to be actionable. So the other thing to consider is make sure it can be done, used within 30 to 60 minutes. Make sure it's not a 2-hour presentation, right? So some examples, again, could be a free guide sharing 3 natural ways to boost fertility without IVF. That would be if you're like a fertility coach or a fertility practitioner. Another one, if you are more so a virtual assistant or a time management coach or something like that, you might say, get back 3 hours per week with my free delegating and boundaries checklist. Or if you're like an overeating health coach or something like that, you might have the 5-minute trick to stop nighttime overeating. So notice how these get focused on a narrow problem and a quick solution and something with tangibility to it, like 3 natural ways or the 5-minute trick or things like that. Now, I understand that many of you are thinking, yeah, but it's much more than that. It's not just going to be one 5-minute trick and you're going to permanently stop nighttime overeating. I'm aware, but we need to get something that's a quick win, that's a foot in the door, that makes them feel accomplished so they can see that it's possible for them to continue to heal or to continue to make progress. So one thing we want to do as well with your freebie is make sure it's not generic. We need to have a differentiator. So one way you can have a differentiator is to eliminate a method that your ideal clients do not want to use to get to their goal. So if you want to do something like the 5-minute trick to stop nighttime overeating, and you want to clarify that your differentiator is, without meditating, because your people hate meditating, they've tried it, it doesn't work for them, you might include that in your subtitle. Or another way to differentiate is to add a personalized component. A lot of my clients have done, one of my clients actually in particular did a free course roadmap where she helps people plan their course and see the possibility for their course and then see if they wanted to go deeper with her and her actual program that takes them through how to make their course. So adding a personalized component to your freebie if you have the time and if you're new, I think that's a great way to build trust very quickly and differentiate your freebie, making it more personal. Another thing you could do is have a special discount that comes with your freebie. That's a way to set it apart. So especially for those of you who have product-based businesses, you can have a discount code when they opt into your email list. Also, a community component could be another option. So you could pick any one of these to differentiate your lead magnet. So maybe you have a Facebook group with your freebie where people can post questions as they're going through it or something like that. Now, with your freebie, you want it to lead nicely to your paid service or product. So, or to a call with you if you do a call first with people to see if they're fit for your service. So make sure you're picking a topic that allows someone to get a quick win, and you have a section in your funnel or in your guide or a way for them to see that this is just one piece of the whole puzzle. And to really get the whole puzzle, that is with the next step by booking a call with you or working with you or that kind of thing. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through this slide, but if you have questions about how do I tie it into my offer, feel free to reach out. And with pre-offers, the way you, or lead magnets, same thing, the way you can deliver it is either through, it could be a digital guide, like it could be a document, like a Canva template you use and turn into a PDF. But just make sure you're sharing the link to the PDF, not the actual attachment, so that your email doesn't get flagged as spam for new people. If you're emailing them for the first time with a PDF attached, that's not a good idea. Make sure it's a hyperlink in your email. So it could be a guide. It could be a sample if you have a product-based business, like they could get a taste of your actual product, or a sample session if you're doing coaching or something like that. It could be a giveaway. So that's the other thing. It could be something where they enter your email list to enter to win something really cool. It could be a video training, something like this that's short and sweet and delivers a quick win. It could be a Zoom meetup, like a live thing that you're going to do with a Q&A and a community component. It could be a Facebook group invite. So if you just have a Facebook group where you're sharing lots of tips and weekly lives and things like that, you can turn that into a freebie and just focus on what kind of things are you talking about in the group that's useful for them. Things like that. Or it can be a micro call. Like if you have the time and you're new, you could actually offer, like for me in the beginning, I offered free social media audits that was like a 20-minute call, going through their social media, seeing what they could improve on their Instagram or whatever it was that they wanted audited, and then seeing if they wanted to go deeper on their other social media goals, their other business goals. So that's an option. So planning time to decide what is going to be your freebie. And here are your options. What have past clients asked you for? Think about when you're trying to decide what you should do, ask yourself, what have past clients asked me for? So what is in demand that I could consider to make my freebie around? What is an urgent goal or struggle that they have on the way to their big goal that they work on you with or work on with you? What will save your audience time, effort, sacrifice, and inconvenience? What is their starting point? What's a good starting point? Maybe that could be your lead magnet. If you know there's a big first step many people have to take to get to their goal, and many people get stuck on that first step, your freebie could be around that. How can you add scarcity or urgency to your freebie, making sure that, you know, what you pick is something they say they need to solve right now? What's the differentiator? So again, are you going to add a personal component? Are you going to add a community component? Are you going to add special discount code when they sign up? Things like that. How can you deliver it to ensure it can be done within 30 to 60 minutes? So make it bite-sized. And what is your juicy title? Make sure it's tangible, make sure it's clear, make sure it's aligned with your audience's own words. And lastly, how can you tie it into your offer or a discovery call with you and show them that this is the first step, but here's the other things we can do together and the results we could get you to. Now, once people opt into your list, that's just the beginning. This is where now you have to have a freebie funnel. And what is a funnel? It's something where there's follow-up touch points with your audience in the form of emails that are nurturing them, that are showing social proof and testimonials, that are inviting them to your sales offer, that are overcoming common objections, things like that. And a funnel is something cool because it gives you a measurable way to measure your marketing because you're going to be able to see the open rates, the click rates. So it's a great way to, instead of just post and hope on social media, it's a great way to actually turn your marketing into something where you can measure your results and see if you're on track or off track. The other thing is it's a long-term asset you can actually take on tour. So once you have a funnel, once you have a freebie that's really working, you can do partnerships with people and share your freebie with their audience. You can do guest trainings and mention your freebie at the end. You can go on podcasts and share your freebie when they say, hey, how can people find you, right? So it's a great thing you can reuse. And it leads to more educated, warm buyers because if they go through your funnel, there's less explaining you got to do usually on discovery calls because they've already seen a little bit about your program, a little bit about what they should be aware of, things like that. So let's talk about what do you need to actually have a funnel? What kind of components? Well, number one, you got to have a lead magnet opt-in page. So a page where people can go and see what is the freebie, how do I sign up, and here's my email, so send me the freebie, right? You need to have a thank you page. So once they opt in, they're going to probably get a thank you blurb on your page, like a little text that says, thank you, check your email to get the free guide, or a whole page that says, thank you, here are your next steps, and tells them what to do next. You're going to need an automated welcome email that has your freebie included in it, right? So that's the email that goes to them once they opt in. They get the email that says, thank you, here's your free gift, here's how to use it, that kind of thing. And then you want to have a follow-up sequence, which is where you're going to be adding more touch points, nurturing, inviting to your program, things like that, or offer or service or product or whatever you sell. Okay, so the lead magnet opt-in page, I'm just going to show you what it looks like, but you can pause this video and obsess over this a little more if you want, but I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. So at the top, you're going to have an email opt-in form where they don't need to scroll down before they see that they can put their name and email in to get your free gift. So you're going to want to have the title of the free gift that's catchy, that it's free, and then how they can sign up. Then you may have a little section that shares a little more about what it is or the benefits of what the freebie is. This was kind of a longer version of what my freebie is all about, why they may need it or why it might be useful. Then you go into bullet points usually about what's included or why would they want it. So make sure with your bullet points when you're explaining your freebie, you're not just saying, you're going to learn the 5 ways to blah, blah, blah. You really want to make sure they're catchy bullet points that are hooks that are like, ooh, tell me more about that. I'm so curious. So for example, in my free client attraction cheat sheet and class, I say the exact template one of my clients used to make a 3K sale within 3 weeks of coaching because that was true. And I put it in one of my slides and I explained how she used a referral program to make more sales. So if you want this freebie, by the way, it's at haleyrowe.com/client-attraction. But the point is, have those bullet points to tease out your freebie. Then you may have another email opt-in form depending on how long your page is and how many sections you have. You want to make it really easy to sign up. So you may have more than one email opt-in form. And then I say who it's for. And then I share a little about me. So this is optional, but it is good to kind of maybe share what led you to make this freebie, what you do, and so that new people coming to the freebie page knows, like, am I taking advice from a credible person or is it who made this guide? Like, who made this free video, right? And then you may have one more email opt-in form. And you may decide to have a testimonial section if you want. So if you have testimonials about someone using the freebie and getting results from it, you can do that. Or you can just say, here's what my clients experience, right? Which allows them to see, wow, okay, maybe your freebie is actually good stuff. And then you may have another email opt-in form or email opt-in button where they click it and they can opt in. And then lastly, the thank you page. So once they opt in, they're going to get the thank you page. And that can either take them right to the freebie, which this is an example of that. I had a video and it's right there. And then I shared their next steps for how to get the cheat sheet, that they could schedule a call with me to, see if it's a fit to work together. I gave them a special deal to mention in our call if they want to book that call, things like that. So what are their next steps with you to deepen the relationship and to use the freebie? That should be on the thank you page or the thank you blurb. And then you can share testimonials again if you want, but that's optional. And then you can have whatever your next step is in your funnel. If it is to book a call with you, great. You may include a button to that. If it's to just use the freebie and that you're going to check back in later, it could just be the freebie button to download it or whatever. But you can include the next step as well on your thank you page. Then you have that welcome email they get automatically. So this is where you share your free gift in the email and you give an introduction to how you can help your dream clients and a call to action to engage with you. Usually it could be something like hit reply to, let me know your biggest hurdle when it comes to whatever the freebie topic is on. And a teaser of why they're going to want to keep checking their emails from you. So your email welcome email should have these components within it. Then we have a follow-up sequence, and this is where the magic happens. This is where you're actually deepening the relationship with your potential clients, inviting them to the sales process with you, etc. So there's going to be a stage in your email funnel that builds hype and nurtures. And when I say build hype, what I mean is, why do they want to use their freebie from you? Why is this so exciting that they have this freebie? Why is it so exciting about the work that you do with your clients and the solutions that you provide? So there is a section where you're kind of nurturing, you're explaining why this is so exciting. And then we want to, if you're doing a live freebie, like your freebie is a live Zoom call or a live webinar or something like that, you may have an extra step in your email funnel where some of it's just like building hype about that live event and saying you need to attend live and here's why. And it may be also, you may also have some emails about why they need to register. So like if you have a whole list already that you haven't told about your free event, you may send some emails about registering for your freebie and having a email opt-in for that and making sure people get signed up. So there is a little bit of nuance to this depending on what kind of freebie you're doing. And if you're confused, you can always reach out to me at haleyrowe.com. But anyways, you want to have your hype and nurture sequence. You then want to have your sales sequence. This is where you invite them to your offer or a call with you. And then you go back after you finish your whole sales cycle, your whole sales sequence. You then go back to nurturing with newsletters. And, when I say newsletters, I mean just tips and updates and clients win stories and things like that. So the hype phase is where you make them problem aware about whatever problem your freebie solves and whatever problem you solve with clients. You get them excited about your upcoming launch or deal you're going to mention in the email funnel. Or if you're doing a live launch where you're doing a webinar or something, you're getting them excited about that. And then you're giving value and establishing credibility. So you may have a couple emails that help make them problem aware and teach them something that they can do in the meantime, and establish some credibility by mentioning clients who've been successful with your freebie or your offer, things like that. With the register or wait list, again, this is more so if you are doing a live class or a live launch, meaning it's not, they don't just get a PDF that they can go use right now. It's something where they have to attend on Tuesday at 7 on a Zoom link or something. If that's the case, you're going to share why they should participate in your launch and what are the benefits of them coming live. You're going to be sharing what limiting beliefs that may stop them from participating and addressing those. So we always want to address our ideal clients' hesitations or concerns to either using our freebie, using our method, or working with us, and then why they should attend live, as I mentioned. The other thing is once you give the freebie or once you give the webinar or whatever it is, you then invite to your sales process, and this is the sales phase. So this is where you announce your offer, the benefits of your offer, and the call to action to join your offer. This is where you also address objections. So things like, I don't have enough time to do this program, or will this program really work for me? Or what about, I'm worried that my budget is too stretched right now to do this. So addressing and coaching through the common objections by sharing either stories of clients who've done your program in the past or, things that you could coach on or questions you could ask your audience to help them realize, okay, this concern is probably just a worry that is a thought error or something I don't need to be that concerned about or something like that. So just kind of coaching through FAQs, frequently asked questions or common concerns or hesitations. And also you want to overcome or address why should they do this now as opposed to later? Why are their goals worth it now as opposed to later? And make sure you're addressing that. You can also have other, ways to create urgency. You may have seen people do discounts when you sign up as an early bird or within a certain time frame, or you get bonuses when you sign up within a certain time frame. That's up to you, but really at the end of the day, you also want to create urgency for what they want and their goals. And why is that urgent? Why should they not wait on their dreams, right? And then you go back to nurturing. So that's just with the newsletters. So continuing to give value before the next launch you're going to do, or where you're going to repeat a sales cycle of emails, right? So continue to give value in your emails, and you can repurpose content if you want. If you have great Instagram posts and the caption was so good and people loved it, you can turn that into an email that nurtures, a newsletter, we call it, right? So just to recap, how do we turn leads into clients? We give them a compelling freebie. We thank them for joining and let them know how to use our freebie. We have a welcome email that shares how to use the freebie and gives them a freebie. And then we have our follow-up sequence that creates some hype about our offer, sells our offer, that kind of thing. Now, you could be one freebie funnel away from your next clients and your next sales. And I would love to know. You can comment in the chat if you're watching this live, or you can reach out via Instagram and let me know when you're going to launch yours. I would love to know. And let's face it, starting a new business, there's going to be a lot of if-then scenarios that come up as you're creating your freebie funnel. What if my topic's not good? What if the copy within my emails needs work? Or what do I say to this objection? Or things like that. If that's you and you're confused and you're overwhelmed, I have a freebie for you that will help. You can get my free 4 steps to client attraction at haleyrowe.com/client-attraction and book your free client attraction consult, where we can actually talk about your plan, see if it's a fit to work together, that kind of thing. My Instagram, like I said, is at Haley_Rowe. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to hear about your funnels.